Controversy. It goes hand in hand with the internet.
I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question.
Ever since someone first posted a hot take on the first message board, or someone made a crass joke that made the entire room go,
What? What the f?
There has been controversy. And that controversy has only gotten more extreme with the rise of social media and the rise of streaming culture. No longer is such a drama reserved for Hollywood celebrities. It lives far more often on YouTube and Twitter, X. And VTubers are no stranger to the drama either. From accusations of stealing content, to rivalries and feuds, community clashes, and the occasional dark joke that rubbed some people the wrong way, VTubers have seen it all. Some of them even started out as trying to make the most shocking and controversial content they could.
Why is it always the black ones that jump scare me?
And this kind of turbulent personality perfectly describes the early development, and to some extent current career, of a certain pink-haired cat girl streamer and her love of consuming chaos. She is the original chaotic pink anime cat, the queen of cursed content, and the cutest of eldritch abominations. She is the one, she's the only, Natasha Kotova Nyanners, aka Nyanners.
Hello, everyone. I emerge from the darkness once more.
Among the most well-known VTubers, Nyanners is a titan in the community. With over 1 million followers on Twitch and almost 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, she is among the largest of independent VTubers. Sitting equal to Shy Lily in following and Iron Mouse in notoriety, few can enter the VTuber sphere and not eventually know of her. So how did she reach this infamy? What started her off on this journey that eventually led to the success and career that she enjoys now? Where did she begin, and what can we expect for the future? Well, let's take a look at her past, her streams, and see how she became who she is now. And maybe, if we're lucky, we can somehow keep our sanity around this eldritch pink cat. And hopefully our wives, too.
Nyanners isn't playing like she wants to fuck my wife. Oh, I have to turn on fuck wife mode. Here we go. Alright, I want to fuck your wife now.
This is Streamer Chronicles, and this is Nyanners. The beginning of Nyanners is much like her lore, hidden in the infinite shadows of the internet. Though known for being a VTuber, she started off very simply, perhaps more simply than any other streamer out there.
Thank you, Stapler son. Hooray! With this, Sensei will see how smart and talented I am. He might even give me a kiss.
Nyanners emerged from the primordial darkness of cyberspace on April 7, 2011, when she posted her first video on YouTube called Stapler-san. Stapler-san was a short dubbing video where Nyanners did a voiceover of a manga of a small anime girl that is extremely proud that she was able to use the stapler all by herself. This first video is a perfect example of what Nyanners started out as, a YouTube anime VA, becoming well known for her iconic Nyanners voice, which was a high-pitched and slightly annoying imitation of a childlike character. Nyanners' first few videos on YouTube were exemplary of the primary focus of her content. She would make very short, mostly under a minute, but sometimes only seconds long, videos of her doing a dub of a manga or anime image, or sometimes her own art in this voice. Her most popular videos, aside from the sus ones,
Who in their right mind would frost a cake with their butt? Oh god, I'm going blind. Feels so good.
were mostly crude humor voiceovers and troll-sama videos, where she would awkwardly try to quote-unquote troll someone, yet fail miserably as the titular character Troll-sama.
Are you mad? You bought anime? Wow, I can't believe it. You're such a loser. Your favorite anime is shit.
With this type of video format, Nyanners, in essence, had become one of the first people to embrace the YouTube Shorts format before it was even created. The brevity of her videos and simplicity of them made it easy for fans and casual scrollers by to stop and watch her clips, as it was not much of an investment of their time to watch an under 1 minute video. This improved her chances of getting views and reviews, improving her engagement with fans. Though the outlier in these extremely short videos would be her first song covers, the very first which she published on October 12, 2011 with Kyun Vampire Girl cover. With both VA covers and music covers, Nyanners' true talent as a content creator was obvious. It was her voice, and she continued to focus on it as her primary attraction to her channel. These few music videos, short dubs, and extremely sus dubs, were her entire catalog for the first 3 years, each of them growing in popularity, with her biggest hit at this time being her Anaconda rap cover that she released on October 8, 2014. This cover, which currently sits at 8.6 million views, was her best viewed video for years and caused her to cut her VA content and comic dubs for a time while she focused more and more on music covers. Though it would also be around this time that she would slow down on her uploads entirely, as she would not publish more than 28 videos in the next 4 years, only 7 videos per year on average. Though despite this, she would expand her presence in the YouTube community overall, spending more time with other streamers, such as guest starring on CDawg VA's very popular Sebastian Roast series in November of 2016.
Do you need my help again? We're recording? Let me check my special anime language book.
And gained the part as the Dark Witch on Hope's Peaks High, a Minecraft comedy sketch a year later in November of 2017.
I see. Please, tell me more. Tell me all about the misfortune that has been wrought upon you.
However, this slowdown of hers would soon be followed by her most successful video on her entire channel, with the cover song Nyan's Not Hot, a parody of Man's Not Hot by Big Shaq on April 5th, 2018, which has a current view count of over 16.3 million views.
Look at your nose, check your nose, fam. You donut, nose long like garden hose. I tell Nyan's not hot. I tell Nyan's not hot. The girl told me, take off your jacket. I said, babes, Nyan's not hot. Never hot. I tell Nyan's not hot.
Offside of YouTube, Nyanners was also having success on Twitch, which she started streaming on years before. Though slowly growing on the channel, her previous following on YouTube made the transition over to the new platform easier than expected, reaching 800 CCV on her streams by December of 2017. And doing well on Twitter too, hitting 20,000 followers the same month, despite her account being less than a year old. Though Nyanners' pink cat persona was iconic by this time, having used it on YouTube since 2012, she was not streaming with it on Twitch just yet. Instead, she had a stock VTuber model as her stand-in for the first few years that she streamed, slowly building her finances from it. But that would not be the case for much longer, as on July 17, 2020, the pink Chaos Cat finally got her very own VTuber model.
Everybody. It is I. Who summoned me? Oh my god. My final form is complete.
It wouldn't be very much longer after this that she would shoot through the roof on Twitch, as by the end of July she reached over 100,000 followers, and by the next month she would reach 700,000 followers on YouTube.
Smells like Cringe.
With this new foray into the independent VTuber community, Nyanners began to make some new connections, as in this nascent form of entertainment, her previous following career caught the attention of her fellow rising stars. This led to the very first collab between herself and the 3 future co-workers, Ironmouth, Project Melody, and Silverveil, resulting in the chaos that we so often expect from such VTubers nowadays.
Oh no, this is so stressful.
Do people pierce their balls?
Oh gosh.
That's a good question.
Let go of me.
Like the scrote?
These new friendships, along with a new Halloween outfit debut, aided her in doubling her Twitch numbers by October of 2020, when she hit 200,000 in the 9th of the month. It was most likely this last collaboration that eventually led to perhaps the biggest change in Nyanners' career as a VTuber. On November 24, 2020, she officially announced that she would be joining VShojo as one of its first 7 members. Alongside fellow VTubers Zentrea, Iron Mouse, Silverveil, Project Melody, and Fruit. And shortly after that, her official VShojo model debuted to great fan acclaim. This would have been a great way to cap off 2020, but she decided to keep busy in December of that year too, with a charity fundraiser for Toys for Tots and a karaoke stream with Mousy to ring in the new year. Her addition to the VShojo roster only had a positive effect on her career, as not even halfway into the first month of 2021, she hit the 1 million mark on YouTube, and 2 months later doubled her Twitch numbers from just 5 months prior, when she hit 400,000 on March 31st. But as successful as March was, it would pale in comparison to April, when not only would she release her own single, Foolish Heart, but also have a collab with the original VTuber herself, Kizuna Ai. After hitting 500,000 followers on Twitch on June 7th, Nyanners would hang out with another legend of the VTuber scene just a week later, spending some time together with Takanishi Kyary from Hololive.
I'm winning this round. Unless... You're the only winner! That's so lucky.
A month later, she celebrated the 1-year anniversary of her debut, and a week later, to add to the celebration, she premiered her own 3D personalized model. After her new outfit debut in August, Nyanners would have to wait until December for her next big success, whereby the middle of the month, she would hit 700,000 followers on Twitch. But the big ticket event that would happen that month would be her Vils concert with Silverveil and Iron Mouse. This concert would be a massive success, and be an event that the VShojo community would remember and reference for years to come. But for the rest of the year, she would finish out 2021 appearing on an OTK network quiz show with Iron Mouse and Snuffy, a winter outfit reveal, and spend Christmas Eve with all the girls of VShojo in VR. At the start of the next year, in 2022, Nyanners would codify her lore about her character in her first lore drop, Nyanners' origin story, establishing that her pink cat appearance is actually just an outer facade for an eldritch being from the depths of space that feeds upon madness and sanity. She paired this lore drop with yet another new model, her new form from the void. Throughout the year, she continued to grow despite having a minor Twitch ban hiccup, and by May, she reached another follower mark when she hit 800,000 on Twitch. After this, she would spend the summer of 2022 meeting with fans, hanging with her boyfriend Aethelstan, and continuing the long honor VShojo tradition of trolling the hell out of Zentrea.
VTuber avatar Russ is very definition. Unreal Engine VTuber. Robbing these people.
Just how far are you guys? Holy shit, you guys are so down!
What? Oh! Oh, Snuffy, I fell. There's a hole.
After having some more misadventures with her friends and future VShojo member Haruka in September,
Question 4. I want to ask, did you bury the bodies in the flower garden?
You rat. Keep getting trapped. Shut
Assistant! I don't ask you to interfere with my interview! Get out!
We'll put you in cement ice skates. You'll be skating down in the LA River.
and showing some love to her fans in October. In November, Nyanners debuted an expansion of her existing lore, and with this expansion came a brand new model made by the legendary Diariku. But we wouldn't get to enjoy that model for long, as showing that much skin triggered the Twitch mods to clutch their pearls and earned her yet another ban on the platform. Dia would be kind enough to give her a new outfit to cover up some of the skin, yet I cannot help but think that it may have been a certain toggle that got her in trouble the most.
Yeah, it's a funny sneeze button. I'll press it when I sneeze. Breathe in. Wait. I didn't even press the button!
Getting back to her musical skills, Nyanners released a Snake Eater cover on November 3rd, to much love of the fans of her community. She was known for being an avid Metal Gear fan. And the next month, she took part in the Longest Aliver event, a multi-day streaming Minecraft challenge between VTubers and other streamers to see who could survive in the world of blocks the longest. And for the end of 2022, she would host a donathon to One Simple Wish, raising $11,000, and then matching it with her own money to make a total of $22,000 for the charity donation. The start of 2023 would see a big milestone for Nyanners, as she got her first waifu cup drop from Gamer Subs, and the next month, in February, collabed with Sega and RGG Studio to star in an advertisement for Like a Dragon. And in March, she would have her very first IRL stream alongside Ethel, walking the streets and hanging out together with friends. But April would have a very sad note for fans, particularly those that were fans of Nyanners and her association VShojo, as on 30 April, she would officially announce her leaving the organization.
I weighed every pro, every con of every single path that I could possibly take, and I ultimately decided that it's best for me personally to return to being indie. I do appreciate everything VShojo has done for me and for everyone. I do wish them all the best.
Nyanners did not go into detail about her departure from the company, but it was very clear that it was an amicable separation, and there was no bad blood between her, the company, or the other talents, as two of her fellow Gen 1 members, Silverveil and Vey, also left the company at the same time. But that painful end to a short but glorious chapter in her career will not slow her down too much, as in May, she celebrated a collab with the game Smite, where she would be a skin for one of their primary characters, and she would have an Android figure of herself produced as well. For the rest of her summer in July, Nyanners would play around with cloning herself with mixed results, and reaching into the great beyond the foray into the world of psychics in November. And as 2023 finished, she would get a great gift from her fans as she reached huge numbers on Spotify for her music, with over 3.5 million streams of her songs and content, to which she gave back to the community a few days before Christmas with her own special reveal of a new outfit. For the first few months of 2024, Nyanners' life was pretty calm, mostly focusing on casual streams and having a charity stream with boyfriend Ethel. But most of this calm was only a surface level, as she was actually working on a major project behind the scenes. This project would be revealed March 21st, when she would star as the singer on the Zenless Zone Zero Nekomata character demo, an offer you can't refuse.
I'm a mystery. Come seek me, put you out of your misery. Come find me. Got a pocket full of chicks hiding in the shadows, adding danger to the mix.
Is this Nyanners?
Out of your misery. Come find me. Got a pocket full of chicks hiding in the shadows, adding danger to the mix.
It sounds like Nyanners, right?
Later that year in May, despite some recurring health issues, Nyanners debuted a new YouTube figure, one that had a special collab with the Power Washer video game, and 3 months later had another Gamer Subs drop, this time as a 2-for-1 with art of both herself and Ethel as the Ethel X Nyanners waifu cup. But the year would not be complete without Nyanners somehow getting banned on Twitch, which she received on 24 October for playing a certain musical instrument.
This one's gonna be a doozy. We have to lock in for this one.
But she would get her account back just 24 hours later, and I'm sure we'll never let it happen again. In the next month, she played on the Creator Cup for game Supervive, and alongside Ethel, Yuzu, and Vienna, and celebrated the holidays by making some December sugar cookies and singing some sweet Christmas carols.
Hark to what the angels sing, to the newborn risen.
and in the short few months of 2025, we have seen her come out with some completely wholesome and definitely not creepy puppet streams, join Shy Lily, Tricky, Feifei, Cinder, and other streamers in releasing the Streamer V-Card trading card game, and on 18 February announced that soon she will be what she was always meant to be, an anime character, as she will be part of the upcoming anime Beyond the Veil. And that's just the start of what is sure to be another amazing year. Nyanners' career has been a long one. Among her many VTuber peers who have been on the internet or YouTube for only 10 or less years, her long-running career of 14 years stands out as impressive. Many of her original peers from that time are large successes as she is, or have dropped off the creator sphere to the point where they are either gone completely or have not uploaded in so long that it is roughly the same. So how did she do it? How did Nyanners survive so many years on the internet and eventually rise to the level of success she is now? What did she do? Well, we've already gone over the majority of what brought her to her great success, mostly as a VTuber. But to get a better understanding of how she got to there, when it comes to the pink cat, we need to dig deeper and go beyond her streaming career. For that is just the fluffy pink icing of a many-layered cake. If we want to know her better, we need to dig deeper to the dark devil's food center that pink icing hides, because though she is known within the VTuber community for having a sense of humor of a 13-year-old with crude jokes about pee and poop, outside the community, she's better known for one thing: controversy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the beginning first. Way back to where Nyanners' career on the internet first started. And that would be 4chan.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Nyanners, as I said before, started out as a VA on YouTube, doing voiceovers and other covers of comics and even adult comics in her iconic early high-pitched female voice. But her YouTube career was actually a carryover of her first posts on 4chan, way back when she was still a teen. Though she would not just pop up on this site to garner attention for her acting, she had been a member of the 4chan community for years prior, in one post claiming that she was as young as 11 years old when she first started browsing the site in late 2004. But it would be around 2009 to 2010 that she would start using the site as a launchpad for her career in VA.
Alright, let our meeting begin. We need a new member by the end of the month. So what should we... That's what we're gonna talk about. How about we give out something to people who join? Give something? Yeah, like offering something for people who join. I could give out hand jobs in the boys' bathroom.
She would initially start off with posts from Vukarus on 4chan threads of requested voices and characters, saying things that were either from popular shows or of an unusual or even taboo nature, many of them being phrases of a semi-offensive or sexual nature. Because, 4chan. But it was also this community that she would develop the seeds of the streamer that she is now, as it was her interactions with 4chan and the trolls that lived there that led her to eventually not only select her name, but find other anime communities that were of a less toxic nature.
This is actually the origin of my name. This is the origin of my name. Believe it or not, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a troll account and troll all these Naruto fans. So I made a fucking Chitango account, and my name was Nyan something, with a picture of a cat girl. And my thing was I'm gonna go in there and talk like an obnoxious weeaboo chick and troll everybody. And and I went in there to troll for the first few days, but then I actually ended up talking to the Naruto RPers seriously and becoming their friend. I would after school, every fucking day, after school, I would go and hang out with the Naruto RPers, and one of them is still my friend to this day.
It was in discovery of these communities that Nyanners of then would slowly start to be molded into the current pink cat we all know and love. But not before she did a few more things in the swamp of 4chan that she would become notorious for and one day regret. While she was still making sus VA recordings, she was also experimenting with making her own animated videos with original characters and voiceovers, primarily as parodies of the tropes of anime, this being most obvious in the 3-part lost animation of The Adventures of Bagel-chan. However, these lost but not forgotten videos would be tamed compared to other far more popular or better yet notorious videos that she would soon create. In 2011, a certain song parody of the notorious B.I.G. single Hypnotize from 1994 was going on in the 4chan circuit, primarily with the lyrics of the classic song changed to not be about Biggie Smalls, but instead about a certain McDonald's mascot from around the same time. Being ever ready to catch on to a popular trend, Nyanners did her own recording of the song and released it into the wilds of the internet. And to say it was not YouTube friendly is putting it mildly. Yeah, nope. I'm not effing with YouTube on this one. That's all you're getting. TLDR version of the song, it's lots of slurs and violence. If you want to hear it that badly, go look it up for yourself. I'm not getting banned. But this song, though not as obscure as her Bagel-chan videos, was still overshadowed by what I'm sure most of you know as her far more controversial video and song. In February of 2012, Nyanners released a video of a song called PONPONPON, a parody of PONPONPON by Kyary Pamyu, with lyrics adapted from a hentai manga called The Light of Tsukimi Manor. It was this video that would make her infamous in the darker corners of the internet. This infamy was due mostly to the comic being about, in the best way I can describe it, at least the ways that YouTube will let me, things being done with kids by adults that should never be done between kids and adults. Though some would dismiss these few examples of her more offensive content as mistakes made by a misguided youth, or even as just jokes that shouldn't be taken seriously, it still shows that she had a much darker sense of humor in her earlier days. These two examples of her earlier creativity are the ones that are often most cited when discussing Nyanners' past. However, around 2015, when Nyanners began to experience a spike in her following in YouTube, she began to purge these past posts, deleting them from the internet wherever she could. This change in course primarily seems to have come from Nyanners abandoning the 4chan community around this time and transferring to the Tumblr community around 2014. Despite these two communities being almost diametrically opposed to each other, even having waged wars against each other, they do have the common thread of a love for anime between them, which appears to be the bridge that Nyanners crossed to change affiliations. While the 4chan community considers these kinds of racist and violent jokes acceptable, the Tumblr community is far less tolerant. It was this change in interactions that likely led Nyanners to eventually shift, which she attested to on her own blog site just a few years later. Her desire to leave 4chan was most likely due to the toxicity of the site. Message boards and conversations there often devolve into dangerous interactions due to its extreme lack of rules and regulations. These types of poisonous encounters happened so often in Nyanners that in 2011 she had to take a break from her community due to threats of violence and other harassment she was receiving. Though she has often disavowed her past content and asserted that she has changed, there are those online that still call her a hypocrite and traitor, saying that she only sold out and changed from her old ways because she was gaining in common popularity. But this train of logic does not track well, as other VTubers, such as Kirsha, also started off young on 4chan and still enjoy a commonplace popularity among fans and viewers, despite her often making jokes and skits similar to Nyanners' content from the past.
That's for sure. Ooh, black guy! Oh god, the white men are coming. Wait, you're French? I'm submissive! Of course I'm fucking French! What do you mean?
I now understand the derogatory term kimchi breath. I understand. And it's valid. That's the only racial slur I'm going to be using forevermore.
Showing that Nyanners' disposal of her old ideals was not to protect her success, but was most likely her own decision, based upon her own change of heart through interaction with different communities. So now that we know her history, and where she came from, and all the controversies, all that's left is the fun stuff. What should you know about Nyanners? Well, first off, if you are a fan of Nyanners, you're a Neanderthal.
What's that supposed to mean? Did you hear that?
That is really condescending.
That's not an insult, that's the name of her fan base. She actually asked chat what they preferred to be called, and the one that won out was Neanderthals. Which, I don't know if that is meta for VTuber fans knowing that they are a bunch of dumb idiots, or a sign that they are very smart intellectuals for knowing that word. Either way, it is fitting for her type of highbrow humor. Another thing to know about Nyanners is that she's a bit of an artist. She's had a DeviantArt page going back at least to 2010, filled with art that is of exceptionally high quality, considering her age at the time that she made it. That includes the good and the bad, by which the bad I'm not even showing again cause YouTube. Outside of her career, when it comes to aspects of her private life, it is most important for all her fans to know one thing. She's taken. Sorry fellas, and ladies, and everyone else in between. Anyway, she has a boyfriend. As I alluded to earlier, she's in a long-term relationship with musician VTuber Aethelstan, who she had worked with and collaborated with on projects since at least as far back as early 2022, and eventually became a couple later that year. They've had an extensive relationship with multiple collabs, hangouts, and even in-person streams, and they are most wholesome of a couple, as long as you ignore their Twitter. But that overall is the pink cat of abominations, Nyanners. She's many things: the queen of cringe, the mistress of misdeeds, and a collection of controversies. But more than anything, she is a beloved streamer, creator, and the Oshi to over 1 million loyal fans who have been following her and loving her for her content from the start all the way until now. And though she has been around for almost a decade and a half, I have a feeling that she's not even halfway through. Good luck, Nyanners. Your lovely visage lives in your fans' dreams. And my nightmares.
Hey. What are you doing in there? Is it a number 1 or a number 2?
Out of this house! Out of this house!
What are you talking about? You're not going to get those nutrients only eating ramen.
Yeah, well, I'm a child. I don't really... Why am I black? Not that that's an issue, but... How is it racist?!
Yeah. Here's a superstar tonight. Yeah.
Overpriced wireless microphones that I fucking bought! And I would say, speak into this, motherfucker! Well, personally, I don't like gay people.
Oh. Oh.
This is gonna sound terrible, but I remember when I was in school, it was exciting when a teacher turned out to be like a pedophile. Proud to be American. Yeah, I can't imagine living in Japan and not being allowed to murder home intruders. I think I hate the disabled. There. Now he's dead. Eugenics wins again. I'm gonna fucking shoot up a Walmart!
Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do you have a favorite streamer or VTuber that you'd like me to do my next video on? Leave a comment suggesting them, and the one that gets the most love, I'll add to the list and start researching them for a future project. And if you want to see me make more of these videos, be sure to like and subscribe, and maybe visit my Twitch, so that one day I can make this my actual job. But until then, this is Koi saying, fare thee well, friends.